Ladies and gentlemen, we are now live for the Fantasy Couch podcast, top 5,000 fantasy football podcast. Tell me if I'm wrong. I like to keep myself, Drew, the microphone's way too close to your nostrils, buddy. You can hear you breathing on that. Just a there we go. It's all, I'm ready to.
Got them allergies.
So tell me if I'm wrong. But this year, and I like to keep myself in check. So, I mean, just let me know. Chat, we got people tuning in right now. Drew, let me know. But this year, I mean, I'm extremely frustrated with fantasy. I feel like I don't know. I just feel so frustrated in so many ways. I don't feel like I'm a sore loser. I don't feel like I did too many things wrong. I missed on Antonio Gibson. For that, I must suffer. I don't understand. Just for one miss, like it's one miss. Like I really don't get it. Cause whatever I did wrong, like I did right in these huge best ball tournaments. I'm talking about a special invite tournament where first place wins a $1,900 ticket to the biggest fantasy football tournament ever for $1 million. That one's for $1 million first prize. So it's like that one, I think $5 million in prizes. It's literally the biggest fantasy football tournament. Cost $1,900 just to get one ticket in. And so that one, $10,000 best ball first place tournament. Those are ruined now too because of Derrick Henry. And it's just like I'm frustrated in all directions. I really don't know what to say. I mean, all I could have done different was to draft Austin Eckler early. I didn't even have the opportunity to draft Austin Eckler realistically in most leagues.
Did you get Jonathan Taylor in some leagues?
Nah, never. Except in one. I mean, I'm whooping KV's butt. That's done. Because I was already I was already pretty solidified. I had Cooper Kupp and just dominated him basically. And all he had was Derrick Henry. So that one's over. I beat KV in the Beat the Brain best ball. That's great. I mean, that's $100. That's something. It's good. I think everyone knew that I won.
When you drafted?
Yeah, and it's just everything else has been just extremely frustrating. Like I'm trying to take a step back. I mean, peep this one that I keep bringing up on live streams. Peep this one. Second in fantasy points in the league, and I'm 1-7.
Wow!
And you say
just going up against the best week from every team out there.
Yeah, exactly. Every team has their best week against me. Like it's like just a fact. Like it's not even. And bro, you see Taylor out there, couch about to beat the 8-0 team in our league.
This is Mason from Twitch saying. Do you want to repeat it? I think you are.
Well, I don't know what he's talking about. Maybe that's his. Maybe that's his.
Are you in a league with this guy Mason?
I'm possibly. You think I know everybody? I don't know all couch family members. That's the thing. But it sounds like I'm in the league. Do I have? I don't have Jonathan Taylor in any leagues. I'm pretty.
That's unfortunate because he had a pretty good night tonight.
Except best ball. Yeah, except best ball. Like and it wasn't. I was just lukewarm on him. I was like right dead in the middle with him. So I just never had the opportunity, really to get him. I got Nick Chubb in one league, but that was that's a really weird league. So in that one, I probably had the opportunity. Actually, no, I didn't have like Jonathan Taylor went before me. So
Mason
I didn't.
Says it's his league. Sorry,
his league. Yeah, that's what I think. Okay, that's what
ours is mine, his, yours.
Yeah,
we're all couch family.
So let me know. Let me know right now. Has this year been frustrating, or is it just me? Maybe it's this year that I am unlucky. So I feel like if you're not lucky, like it's been a frustrating year.
Yeah, let us know in the comments, guys.
What do you think, Drew?
I have to agree with you too. I mean, it's just you can't count on anybody. It seems like my sidems have been bad almost every single week. I'm starting the wrong guys. My bench is going off. It's frustrating. Some of these guys are getting hurt. They're going straight to IR. They're out for 3 weeks. Like Kittle was out, and that was like my 3rd round pick, I think, in the draft party league. It's tough. Injuries are tough. COVID's tough. You got Aaron Rodgers out this weekend, so Jordan Love's stepping in for him.
He's immunized. So
that was hilarious. That tweet. Oh man.
I wouldn't really
watch that a few
say
times.
that's hilarious. My immunization levels are really high as far as funny tweets goes, especially this year. I mean, we literally had someone kill somebody just like this within the same few hours. Yeah. So
that's a player who was on some
I mean,
rosters.
I'm just poke me with one of those rods. It's like I don't have no emotion, no feeling, nothing. Like there's no new. I'm like, something happened. Okay, like whatever. Oh, someone
Here
died.
it goes again.
All right.
Yeah, Sermon just is in the doghouse. We were pretty high on Sermon going into the year, thinking he was going to be like a late season bloomer.
That one wasn't that bad.
Mid-season bloomer.
That one wasn't that bad because I also really liked Eli Mitchell. So
very true.
I went on the record several times going, but he gets hurt for a few weeks, and I have to block people on Twitter because I'm getting like bullied over here. I'm getting bullied over Eli Mitchell. Harassment. I don't report anybody. That's at least a good. I'm not that big of a punk but like, dude, if you're getting on my nerves, I gotta mute you on Twitter. By the way, guys, if anyone's on Twitter, mute is the veteran way to go. Don't block it. I mean, this guy's literally he's probably still talking to me and still thinks I'm reading. Like I muted you guys a long time ago, by the way.
That's great. And
if you've apologized,
you just left them alone.
Yeah. So they can see me. So they think they're still like yelling at me. Like, oh, Eli Mitchell's still a bum. I'm like, I muted you a long time ago.
Which Eli Mitchell has definitely turned it around. That was a good win by the Niners.
He's good. I mean, he looked to me like non-biased, right? Just the eyeball. He looked like James Robinson to me the last game. And I've seen him look like James Robinson a good amount. But like last game against the Bears with Akeem Hicks in, thank God, he really looked like James Robinson to me. And that was great. I mean, we'll see what happens. Jeff Wilson's getting healthy, so might crush my dreams again. It's a short-lived, it's a week-to-week thing, guys, and we're past the halfway point. That's insane. So some people are saying it's frustrating. I feel like the sense I'm getting is I'm the most frustrated in this whole virtual room.
I think you're right.
But it is what it is. I've had some lucky years as well, or at least some leagues I've gotten lucky some years. I finished second place in Instagram Experts League a couple years ago. I had a terrible draft. Great waiver ads, but still, a little bit of luck. I didn't have the best points for. But now I have several leagues I have the most points for, never in first place in any of my leagues. And like I said, that one league, 1-7 with the most points for. That's the poop league. That's where I had to poop and I couldn't start the Cleveland Browns running back. It's 1-7 and you say, oh, it's just a league. It's only for $500,000. It's only the second biggest fantasy football tournament in the world. The other one's the first one. The one that I was going to get a free ticket in, probably gone out the window because I drafted Derrick Henry. Like it's so annoying. I was live. I was so celebrating. I got Derrick Henry. He fell to the 7th overall pick. Anyway,
that's wild.
I digress, guys. I mean, I feel this way, and I always keep myself in check the best I can. I'm always a very self-aware guy, and it's to a fault, like people, because I can talk on the microphone. I do videos that are decent, and people think I have a ton of confidence. That really wasn't the case my whole life. It was quite the opposite. It was just doubting myself for several years, and everyone else doubting me. So I do my best with that. 99% of the time I'm on it, but that's why I'm asking you guys, hey, has it been frustrating for you too? Or is it me? And seems like overall it's been frustrating. But the frustrating
Shane has had a tough injury streak this year.
He's got it way worse than me. Yeah.
He said, I trade for Etienne, gets hurt. Trade for Dobbins, hurt. Again for Saquon and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. You know the story.
He got Clyde for cheap too, at the time. Yeah.
I now have Clyde because he traded me Clyde for Adrian Peterson, who there was a whole debate in the chat as to if I should be able to pick up Peterson, but that's another story.
Yeah,
I do want to say I am actually proud of my standings this year in the Devi League that I'm in, that Sue Shane actually started. We did a startup draft this year. I ended up drafting a lot of the 2021 guys. Like I have Najee, I have Javonte, I have Jamar Chase, I have Freiermuth. I mean, I have also Stafford and Burrow as my 2 quarterbacks, and then Lance is on the bench. So my team is looking pretty good for the future as well. But I'm actually number 1 in that, like 7-1. So most points scored too out of the top teams.
How much is that league?
It's
How
a
much
cheap
is the
league.
buy-in?
I think it's a
$10?
$20 league because we're testing it. You know, we had this is our first year of doing actual Debbie. So
DFS is like a one-night fling, and then season long is like, what's
The
it
good
going
fight.
steady? The
Yeah.
like monogamous relation. What's that called?
And
Like
now you're married.
no.
I know what you mean. You're dating
It's not
one
marriage.
person.
Dating one person. Yeah. You're
dating
in a
one person.
long-term relationship with one person. Dynasty is marriage.
I see what you're going.
Debbie League is when you do like the blood oath. So you get a knife, you cut the blood, you get in a circle, lightning striking. Like you guys are in cloaks, and you guys have share each other's blood. You guys are like one being. You control it like Voltron. It's like going over, menacing everywhere, drafting 17-year-olds or 19-year-olds, whatever the heck you guys are doing.
It's partially true. I mean, we actually talked about it in the chat. We said every year from this point going forward, we want to raise the yearly buy-in. I think $10 or $5 just to make it so that eventually it'd be like a $50, $100 league, maybe in the very long run. But yeah, definitely a seance or two. You know what I mean? We gotta definitely get you into the league in a certain way. I actually, funny story. Scott was in the league. Someone quit halfway through the draft. We got a 3rd person in the league. So we had to do a seance just to allow him in. You know what I mean?
No, I don't. Anyway, I got the perfect fantasy setting. So I'm thinking, are we doing fantasy wrong? Like I've been preaching this, and maybe we've been doing fantasy wrong. Maybe.
Let's think about it.
So I'm not going to push this yet because I'm not there yet, but I will push this for deeper leagues. So in deeper leagues, and we've done this, and it's worked out to, I think, a massive success. And correct me if I'm wrong, but in 16-team league, for example, a 16-team league, starting just one running back has worked flawlessly. Like it's been amazing. Running backs still get drafted somewhat early. Like it's not like we just totally like don't care about running back, but it's not like
double running back, first and second.
Yeah, 85% of the first round is running back. Like 80% of the second round is running back. Like 50% of the third round is. It's not like that. It's definitely not like that in the real NFL. So I'd say if you're in a deep league, maybe even 14-team, but if you're in a 16-team league, which is really cool, a 16-team league, it sounds horrible. I'm not gonna lie to the average person, right? But 16-team league is actually awesome if you just twist the settings a little bit, just adjust the knob a little bit, turn it down to one running back. That makes everything so much fun, so much perfect, right? So you go one quarterback, one running back. You can go with 3 wide receivers if you want. I think that's awesome. You go with 2. You go 2 wide receivers, 2 flex, or 3 wide receivers, 1 flex, 1 tight. I mean, it makes everything so much fun. And you'd be like, oh, should I go get, a super elite running back? Oh, running back 0 actually works great in this one. So should we find a running back in round 8, round 9? Like you can't, like a real NFL teams, right? They wait till, day 2,
round
day
4,
3 in
Michael
the draft.
Carter.
Exactly. Round 4, Michael Carter. Round 3, Trey Sermon. Round 6, Eli Mitchell, baby.
Ramondre Stevenson in round 5, I think.
It didn't work. Well, next year it'll work, I think.
Yeah, I'm thinking forward.
Round 3 is the magical round for running backs in the NFL draft, but it's just I think this is something to consider in 12-team leagues. Maybe not now, but maybe later. So in a 16-team league, I love this. 1 running back. Okay, so here are this is actual, that's just something to think about. Here's my actual, I'm dead set on this. There are some wiggle room, but this is my perfect settings for Dynasty. So I'm going to tell you exactly. If you want to get into Dynasty, I highly recommend it. I will warn you or just caution you. Like I said, DFS is like a one night stand. Standard just a redraft league. Redraft or season long league. That's more like going steady, right? You're dating one person. It's getting, it's a real boyfriend girlfriend long term relationship type of deal. But Dynasty is getting married. Okay, you're gonna be with these group of people for 10 years, right? You got to expect that. It's
And Debbie, we do rituals. But
well,
yeah,
Debbie's beyond that, but Debbie is beyond life. So you're still
it really.
playing.
We were laughing about. We're like, what happens when you start doing IDP Debbie? Like that's just down.
It doesn't
too far
even
of a rabbit
matter.
hole.
But yeah, I mean that's crazy drafting 19-year-old defensive players. But yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, because in Dynasty it's not
It's a
that
possibility.
crazy. Yeah, that's the thing. Dynasty is not that crazy. But yeah, Debbie would be crazy. So
Just want to do an in-show correction. Stevenson was drafted in the 4th round, by the way.
Ramondre Stevenson.
I was wrong. I said 5th round.
Okay, so
Moving
these
on.
are my perfect Dynasty roster settings. So I've changed my stance on this a little bit. I'm going no kicker, no defense. I'm a huge proponent of kicker and defense in redraft, but not in Dynasty. I want them out now in Dynasty. I've changed my mind. It's for the best. It just makes everything smoother and more fun. Like it's not about streaming in Dynasty. Streaming like totally ruins. I like streaming and redraft.
I agree
That's
with
fine.
this.
It's a different type of deal. But in Dynasties, for things to go smoother and just be more concentrated so you can be more focused. Because let's face it, like all of us are in multiple leagues. And if you're in a Dynasty league, you're definitely in multiple leagues. And you don't want to have to worry about like what defense is going to be good next year. And like it's just a bunch of crap.
I want to
What
add
kicker
something
to
to
have.
this, if you don't mind. I just want to add the fact that, like, how do you value a defense trade value wise? Like, I've seen you make a couple trades, I believe, or maybe at least one where you traded a defense for, I don't even know, what was it? Do you remember? But like, how do you
Yeah,
value the defense on the trade market?
I traded
Is
like the
my
Niners D for a 3rd rounder, and I traded like the Dolphins D for
Granson, I think.
Granson. Yeah, just to stash another tight end. So it's just,
So that it just throws a really weird wrench into the works for me. So
yeah.
I prefer going what you're saying, no defense, no kicker, because of the streaming. Also, it's just I
Just
agree.
goes
So
against,
keep
yeah, it's just more of a headache. So these are my exact settings. I'm going to tell you guys for especially the audio listeners or the video listeners, it's up on the screen. So for the roster settings, I'm going to have it 1 quarterback, 2 running back, 3 wide receiver, 1 tight end, 2 flex, and 1 super flex. Now, if you want, you can have it 1 flex, but I prefer 2 flex. So we call this super flex, triple flex, by the way, because you can start up to 3 kind of flex players, one of them being super flex. So this is triple flex, super flex, no defense, no kicker, 12 team league. I think this is perfect. If you want to do a 14 or a 16 teamer, get rid of 1 running back. Boom, perfect. 16 team, maybe get rid of the running back and wide receiver, and get rid of the super flex too. And so now I think it's still doable. I think it's still great. And then since I am starting 2 running backs, I'm going to diminish their value a little bit. So in Dynasty, running backs values are diminished a little bit because of their lifespan. They got the shortest lifespan. But I'm making the scoring settings PPR. Of course, it's going to be super flex. I'm making it tight end premium. So tight ends, wide receivers that catch a lot of balls, and their lifespan's longer. And you got to start 3, 4, or 5 of them. So it makes wide receivers a lot more valuable. And of course, makes tight end super valuable. And if you got, really good tight ends, you can start a tight end and flex. Like
absolutely.
It's really like, and it's such a deep roster here. Cause what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 starting spots that, oh man, especially on a bye week. If you got 2 tight ends, like I got Freiermuth and Goddard, that's not even that great, but I might start both those guys.
Yeah. That's true.
Like especially on a bye week, and they're gonna actually produce. They're gonna give me 20 fantasy points each, which is great because it's tight end premium, which means they get 1.5 points per reception. We're not gonna dwell on this too much, but these are my perfect Dynasty settings, guys. By the way, it's just gonna go over it really quick. 1 quarterback, 2 running back, 3 wide receiver, 1 tight end, 2 regular flex, and 1 super flex. No defense, no kicker. PPR tight end premium. That's my ideal, perfect dynasty setting. And I forgot one of the most important things. I like it to be an Empire League. Not because of what the Empire does, it just gives like a purpose to the league. It
A
gives
goal.
like there's an end. Like even if the end never comes, even though there's only 1% chance it's gonna happen,
Right.
within a reasonable amount of time, that's still like it's like a cool, like it's like, oh man, somebody could be crowned like super champ, like it just gives an end to it. And once it ends, also you can also adjust these settings. Like I just took out defense, and because I made a TikTok on this like 3-4 months ago, and I was like, hey, you guys don't have to have defense and kicker, but I like them, I recommend them. Now I'm changing. Like this is constantly changing. I definitely wouldn't have went with this a year ago. Right. So things are changing all the time. And, so you won't get outdated. You can be like, hey, we all wanted IDP. So when it does end, you add an IDP spot. Anyway, I don't want to talk about this anymore. That set, that's my perfect dynasty roster settings. Is this stamp of approval, Drew? Who gives this a
Yeah,
stamp of approval?
I have to say I agree wholeheartedly with these settings. I like the super flex because it makes quarterbacks very, very important on your team. Drafting, a couple good quarterbacks in your startup is really smart, and then maybe having your first round pick stashed away for a rookie quarterback like we had this year with a good class. But yeah, I love the fact that there's so many wide receiver options, and the tight end is important in this league as well with the tight end premium. But your bench is going to be really important to stack a lot of depth. And I think that's important because, like you're saying, with bye weeks, injuries, having guys like Van Jefferson, on your bench in this case is a really good thing. I got him actually in 2 of my dynasty leagues. So in any case, this is awesome. Sushane wanted to put a comment out there about defenses, though. He says elite defenses are worth about a second to third round. All other defenses are not really worth it. You agree with that?
I don't disagree nor agree. It's just that this is a bigger picture. Defenses, they vary year to year.
I agree with
And
that a lot.
honestly, it's just stats. So honestly, this has been the last defense. The Ravens have sucked this year. So the only defense that's actually maintained has been the Steelers throughout the years. And of course,
That's a fact.
they're not like super elite this year or anything, but they're pretty good. They're always concentrate on defense. They're always good. Ravens will probably get this fixed eventually, but it's like they change so much from year to year that it's just really not for dynasty. Like it's not it's random, to be honest. It's totally like look at my rankings or the consensus rankings, and then look at the rankings now.
Now, yeah,
They're
backwards.
almost flipped.
Yeah,
Almost. Washington is flipped. Buccaneers are somewhat flipped. Right? Dolphins are somewhat flipped. Like
Bills are on the top.
Bills are on the top. It's a long list. Niners are okay, but it's just it's so much going on.
Wesley says, I like the dynasty settings right there. I join your league. Right on. Let's keep going in this one.
This guy's from my high school, Vallejo.
Yeah, he brought up something earlier about Vallejo Apaches in the 707.
Did our thing get canceled? It's got to be canceled. So our mascot was Apaches. I'm like 100%.
By now,
sure. I'm like 100% sure that's canceled.
They're trying to cancel the Atlanta Braves chop, which I don't disagree with.
It's not a Braves chop too. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure they canceled the Vallejo Apaches, but that was our team mascot. A lot of
you're gonna make me do some research on this.
CC Sabathia went there, yeah, and a lot of
High?
people. Yeah, Vallejo High School, Vallejo Senior High, I believe it's what they call it now. No more Apaches.
You guys are the Red Hawks.
Oh, they painted the wall. Oh, there's a wall.
Yep, you guys are the Vallejo Senior High School Red Hawks.
I guess that's better. All right, shout out to the.
We digress.
perfect transition here to the sponsor. Look at that sexy sponsorship, guys. We're looking better here.
Better and better every week.
This podcast is sponsored by Monkey Knife Fight. Last week wasn't bad. It wasn't really good either. My picks were kind of contingent on Dak playing. So I was really targeting that Cowboys Vikings game. I was like, oh, this is going to be a high scoring game. That didn't. So I pivoted and I got the other pick right, which is okay. A small little payout. I think what was it, Derrick Henry, and I
Am
forgot
I
it was
scrolling
it was
yet?
a tight end. No, I don't even have it up, but I won a
Okay.
little bit with that. So it was a so week last week. Not great. This week, I think I got a really good one, a fun one. I can't a kind of a sleeper one. So by the way, Monkey Knife Fight is DFS fan player props game. Now, if that doesn't make any sense to you, it's easy. It's stupid simple. It's basically, is this guy going to be good this week? Is this guy going to be bad this week? That's basically all it is. They make it super simple to play. And this week, this is my pick. You're going to go to the link. You're going to go to new game. You're going to go to this Raiders game here. Now, you're going to pick Derek Carr to throw over, so more than 275 yards. Daniel Jones to throw more than 240 yards. And I'm projecting Derek Carr to hit around 289 pass yards. So that's going to clear it, what, about 14 yards. Daniel
Waller should be back.
Jones, 200. And I think he's practicing. So he's looking.
Good news for
Ruggs is not, though, so unfortunately.
unfortunately.
Daniel
Zay Jones, the
Jones.
new Z receiver.
Zay Jones, yes. Zay Jones is back. He's going to replace him. Daniel Jones, 257 pass yards I'm projecting, so he'll clear that by 17. So yeah, that's my pick for Monkey Knife Fight. Now, here's what you want to do, just a little secret. Wait for Saturday night or Sunday because if it's the day of, this is the more or less contest. It's the first contest it'll come up. If you wait till the game day, it's going to be 3.6x payouts. Wait till game day. Follow the link. Go to new game. Go to the Raiders game. Derek Carr, Daniel Jones, both of them more, and enter promo code couch. You're going to get $5 free Monkey Knife Fight dollars to play anything you want. So you can play this for free if you're a new user. Use promo code couch, get 100% instant deposit match up to $100. Just follow the link below in the description. Use promo code couch, and it also helps support us. So check out Monkey Knife Fight, guys. All right, I have a question for you guys, and then we will end this with a Q&A. I thought this was
I like this.
This is pretty interesting. Now, we need group participation. So whoever is here, we need your participation, and we will do Q&A just a minute after this right now. So please participate in the chat because we want to have it so let's do like a tally. Okay, let's do an actual vote here. I know we don't have a lot of people, but we'll see. We'll do a vote and we'll see if we get any type of data that we can derive to some kind of fantasy conclusion here. Who will be the best fantasy tight end from week 9 on? So who's going to be tight end 1? Who's going to score the most fantasy points per game from week 9 to 17? Ladies and gentlemen, our tight ends to pick from are Travis Kelce, currently tight end 1. We got Darren Waller, George Kittle. We got Mark Andrews, Mike Gesicki, Dallas Goedert, and the rookie, Kyle Pitts. Ladies and gentlemen, cast in your votes now. Go ahead and type in your vote, Drew. I'll type in my vote right now. So we got. Oh, we're the same person, huh? We're both logged in.
We're very similar. I'm Fantasy Couch Podcast.
This is a terrible vote, by the way.
So we have 1 vote for Waller, 2 votes for Waller. You voted for Waller, so that's 3. I voted.
How would you
Kittle.
vote? Kittle's a terrible vote.
No, I honestly think that because Ayuk hasn't really stepped it up very much, that someone is going to have to take the pressure off of Debo, and that Garoppolo is going to continue to play well enough to get him the ball. The 2 Yak brothers are going to come through very
Ayuk
strong
is
for the Niners.
Though. What do you? I don't understand. Ayuk is improved. Not saying he's even good. I'm saying
it's a dark horse pick.
We've seen Kittle with Ayuk being invisible, right? He wasn't even playing. So
it might be slightly homerish to pick Kittle there, but I
Oh,
truly
it's
feel like
totally
when
homerish.
he
Not
gets on the field,
it's
he
totally
changes that whole
homerish.
entire offense, not only on the run game, but down the seam, and he can make yards after the catch. I mean, he's the type of guy
I've
that 2
told you
touchdowns
this, and
first
you don't want
half.
to admit it. I've already admitted that Austin Eckler is a great fantasy player. He's amazing. I told you this, and Nate, you drafted Kittle as the second overall tight end. That's why it's not a homer because he's a Niner. It's a homer because you drafted Kittle so early. They're not going to give him enough targets. So although it is possible, like
It
it's
is
not
possible.
within the realm of possibility. That's for sure. I just want to make that clear that, it's not a terrible, terrible pick or anything, but I just don't see it happening over these other selections here. He's such a great blocker. They just don't use him enough in the pass game. And now Ayuk is getting much, much better. Now,
Not
no,
much,
no, no, no,
but
no, 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 no,
better
no, no, no,
maybe.
no, 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 no. Don't misphrase. Like people just say phrases. People say dumb phrases. I'm talking about technically. He pat who
From where he
still.
was these
I
last week to
forgot the
this last
dude's name.
week.
Who did I pick? Sherfield. I,
Yeah,
I don't even
Trent
remember
Sherfield.
yes. What? That's why I don't remember his name. Like he's. Remember he was a wide receiver too the first week. Okay, so that's what I mean. Ayuk has
Yeah, Ayuk is
vastly
making
improved.
steps,
Yes. So he's
big
still
steps.
not like quite there. So I think Ayuk is going to be there within a week or two. I really do. But
D-Sal agrees with you.
that's kind of a bold prediction from me.
What's your
So
picks, D-Sal? He already picked Waller, so give us your next two over Kittle. I'd love to hear that. No, not that I disagree with you. It's probably a homerish pick, but I truly feel like they're going to go to him early and often as soon as he gets back on the field for, make up for lost time. And that the passing game hasn't been so bad. I mean, Debo's got like 170 yards last game. He's carrying the league in terms of, I think, most yards receiving this year. So I just feel like they don't have like the worst passing game in the world, and having Kittle is just going to boost their options. And then, I think we're going to do pretty good the rest of the season if that happens.
all right,
But
how
it's
about
possible
real
you're
votes?
right.
Let's get some real votes. So we
So
got
Sal says Waller,
Waller. I mean, it's
Kelsey,
all been
Pitts, and
Waller.
Andrews. I would say Andrews is my second pick. If I'm gonna, or if you want me to repick, I'd say I'd go Andrews. I mean, he had a 40-point game that one game. I think it was Monday night or something. I think he can put up a bunch of 20-point games over the course of the next 10, 9. But yeah, I think that would be my other pick.
I don't know if Kittle. I mean, Kittle and Pitts is more like a good. Like, can he even pass Pitts up? Because Pitts is definitely more of the receiver.
Pitts is the riskier pick, although I like the guy. I mean, he can score 20 points in a game and he can score 2.
He's a wide receiver, though. I mean, he just got shut down, I think, in a special game. I think Stephon Gilmore shut him down.
I love the talent and I love him in Dynasty. And I thought he was going to come out of the gates like on fire this season. He didn't. And now they don't have Ridley to take any pressure off of him. They got Russell Gage and Tajay Sharp. I mean, I don't think Pitts is going to do more than Andrews or even Gesicki, to be honest with you. Gesicki's getting more targets than probably all of them except Kittle.
I got it. Waller 1, Kelsey 2, and then Andrews 3.
And then the
That's how
rest is
I
a
have it.
crapshoot, you think?
Yeah, then Kittle maybe. Then Kittle. Then
Let's scroll back and give people
yeah.
the.
Then maybe Kittle. Because I do like Kittle.
But we're
I
down on Kelsey, right? I mean, as a
Well, I
whole.
got Kelsey number 2. So I
Oh,
mean,
okay. Sorry, I
I
didn't hear
still
that.
think he's gonna be. Yeah, so I got number 1. The rest. So this is tight ends for the rest of the season. I got number 1 Waller, number 2 Kelsey, number 3 Mark Andrews, and then I think I'm gonna go number 4 Kittle.
I hope Kittle really just starts crushing it, and I
They
can come
need
back to
to
this
go to
later
him.
on.
I think it's starting to become evident that going to Kittle. I mean, not all the time. Not like don't feed him.
Oh,
Like
once or twice
I'd
a
say
series, though.
Waller. Yeah, like Wolf. Man, that's even a lot.
I
But
mean, if you can get 6 or 8 plays or 10 plays out of a series, he should be getting 2 targets.
I say he needs at least 6 targets a game. I think that's.
I mean, he needs more, in my opinion. But That's a fair number.
Well, that's I'm going with the Niners. They like to, if Eli Mitchell's going and Debo's going and their defense is okay, then there's and Kittle's blocking. Sometimes there's not going to be a need. So sometimes, I mean, this is the exact same conversation I had before the season, and it's true. Now I was like, hey, sometimes he's going to get 2 targets, right? Because they're going to run the ball, right? Sometimes he's going to get a lot of targets and be involved, and he just doesn't get the targets. Like it's just
He
a
didn't
fact.
he didn't like in years past. I just think like when they get him back on the field, they got Elijah Mitchell running pretty well. They got Debo leading the league in receiving, and I think Kittle is just going to be a great complement in that passing game because Jimmy has shown that he can throw the ball well. He can get it to his receivers, and if Trey Lance comes in there, maybe that's not going to happen as well as Garoppolo would even.
We'll see. I mean, Jimmy G is not even a top 20 quarterback.
No,
Just
no,
because
but
he had one good game.
he feeds Debo. And
Yep.
Debo doesn't lead the league in receiving, by the way. He's second. So Cooper Kupp leads the league in receiving at 924 yards. And Debo has 819. So he is
how much
2.
rushing though? Debo has some rushing yards.
He only has 22 yards rushing this season.
Okay, so still not. But hey, Debo, man, he's gonna get a ton of scrimmage yards. Well, I mean that's how we got it. So I mean, you're definitely picking a dark horse here. I just I'm a huge
homer
Kittle
dark
fan
horse.
too. I think that Kittle is just such a talented blocker, and I just don't think they're going to use him. If they in a different situation, maybe he could in an alternate universe or something, but
On a different team, basically.
not in this universe. All right, let's
like on the Chiefs.
Let's go to fantasy questions here.
This is a good one based on this topic, though.
Remember, guys, this is a podcast, so no crappy questions.
It says from Sal, you guys think Ridley being out puts too much on Pitts? ? I feel he can be a top 3 rest of the way or get shut down. High risk, high reward. I kind of addressed this, but let's get your thoughts.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's riskier, and I think we're gonna see this exact. There's always this theory that I say, and now we're gonna really, really see it to the max here. So the theory is targets go up, efficiency goes down, and we're gonna see it here. We're gonna see even less consistency. We're gonna see a lot of poop games, a lot of good games. What I like about the Falcons, though,
another rookie.
Man, this one's different because this is what I really like about Pitts is that the Falcons are one of the worst defenses in the league.
So they're going to be throwing it a lot.
Yeah, garbage time counts. That's why, look, I'm going to admit it. We accidentally benched Michael Carter today in Throne. I was having a hectic day, and I forgot to set all my lineups in a way, and not per se. Like I look at my lineups every day, so I did enough, but I forgot to do my last check that I in my head is required. I'm in 20 leagues, for God's sake, and I forgot to do that check, that final check, and we accidentally benched Michael Carter. And then we're talking about now we're trying to make ourselves feel better. By the way, guys, the Throne League is a league with everyone in here, Couch Fam. We decide every decision where we do it as a community. We go against other communities, and we're trying to compartmentalize whatever. We're trying to make ourselves feel better. We're trying to make ourselves feel better for benching Michael Carter. And I'm like, look, it's going to be low. Like, Jets not going to score a lot of points. And someone's like, oh, they're going to play close to the line of scrimmage, not let it happen like last week. And then, it just, it worked. Like, he didn't score a lot of points, did he? Michael Carter.
No, I believe he had only 9.8 points.
Yes.
I can easily pull this up on my league. 9.6 in our Empire League because I started him.
Yeah, it's better to get, lucky, and it is what it is. But one thing I was saying with Michael Carter, though, look, no matter how much it sucks or whatever, there's always garbage time. And I hit it on the DFS video. I was like, if you guys are looking for a poor man's DeAndre Swift without his price, look at Michael Carter. And I hit it big on that one. He was the millionaire. You had to pick him if you wanted. I mean, he's the best running back, I think, last week. So
yeah, he had 23 points, I think.
Best
Standard
flex play, I think.
PPR.
He had like 41 on DraftKings because you get 3-point bonuses. So
on PPR, he actually had 32.2. I was giving you the standard
32,
32.2 in
32.2.
PPR.
So he could, I don't know how he got, I'm pretty sure he got 41 on DraftKings. Maybe it was 35 or 38. I might be mistaken. But
Maybe their settings are different. Are they tiered PPR at all?
no. But they give you a +3 bonus for if you get 100 yards pass, 100 yards receiving or 100 yards rushing. But yeah, whatever, it was close to 40. So anyway, Pitts, that's all I wanted to say. Pitts, in garbage time, he's just gonna get a lot of targets, right? And if he runs a stupid 3-yard route, a flat route, and they give it to him, I mean, that's a lot of points for a fast big guy like Kyle Pitts. So that's why I still really like Kyle Pitts, and I see him more as a receiver than a blocker. I know George Kittle is a phenomenal blocker. His blocking looks fake. When I watch it on film, it doesn't look real. It looks like a Madden game where the guys just line up in weird angles and get the block. I mean, that's Kittle. Like, it's insane how he gets to the defender's other side and gets the block so fast. Man, that's why I do like Kyle Pitts. So I think Calvin Ridley, I guess, is a wash. Him being out, it hurts his efficiency, but increases his targets. I think we're going to see that theory played out quite well. Next question.
Val saying, anyone think Kittle plays this week?
Oh, I'm pretty sure he's playing this week.
Yeah, he did practice, I believe, today. Might have been in limited capacity, but I believe he was out there.
He's playing this week, yeah.
Here's another question from Val from earlier. He says, if OBJ is released tomorrow, where would you like him to go?
I don't know. Honestly, I'm still trying to compartmentalize.
You're gonna go for that word twice today?
What the heck's going on? I know I'm not gonna say it. I think it's funny.
It's great.
I don't know. I'm still trying to wrap my head around what the heck's going on. Like, this is crazy. I watched his dad's video, by the way, and video is not perfect. There was some.
You might have a point.
There was some missed opportunities by some of it was Odell's fault. Some of it wasn't. Baker's fault too. Some of it, like, he was getting sacked and stuff. But overall majority, it was Baker just being horrible. In the Discord today, one of the captains said Baker's not a top 32 quarterback.
Wow.
And I mean, there's an argument. It's a debate. I mean, you see Case Keenum take over. Is there a different? Like, is it worse? I mean, some would say it's better, right?
He's more of a game manager. Baker's trying to get every
inch
he can.
I mean, we just
Case Keenum is more of a game manager. Is what
Case Keenum, yeah, he's definitely.
That's what I meant. I said, yeah, Case Keenum is more the game manager, while Baker's fighting for every single inch he can.
Baker, I don't even know if he can manage a game. I mean,
I don't think he's good.
Terrible.
He just goes for the gusto every single time.
And he's in a great system too. He's got Kevin Stefanski. They can run the ball. Like, it's not like the team sucks. It's not like the coach sucks. They're firing coaches every year and a half. It's not like
Odell sucks. Odell's great, in my opinion.
Well, he's dropped some balls.
Quarterback. Yeah, you're right. I mean,
I think he's good
great,
though.
But he's good. He's good.
I think he's good, and he runs the routes hard. Like, it's not like he's just pouting in the middle of the, like a LeBron, just like standing on the other side of the court. He's not doing that. He's running hard, and he's I'm sure he gets tired because he's always running the deep routes, and he's open and he's throwing his hand up, and
he's dropped a couple passes, but he caught a couple of Baker's passes on that YouTube video out of bounds because Baker did throw it in bounds, and you saw that though. He caught the ball on the video. Out of bounds. Like,
the video was mostly him, like, just not even hitting it.
Yeah, it was a couple throws.
Odell throwing his hands open
out of bounds.
He threw his hands open a lot on that video, and it's just what that shows me is he knows his quarterback's an idiot. And he's like, look, dude, like, I beat him the first second, like, right here, because I see wide receivers throw their hands up a lot, but I felt like he threw it up at an abnormal rate. Like, he knows his quarterback's dumb. He's trying to help his quarterback out. He sucks. I mean, Baker is trash, and they're talking about giving this guy a ton of money. I don't know. So we didn't answer this guy's question,
I want
but
to answer it though. I want to answer Val's question.
yeah,
So
let's
think
hear
about
it.
if you're an Odell owner, which I am actually, I believe in 2
What are you
leagues.
talking about? No,
In a
let's
dynasty league, I have Odell, and I think
no,
I
no, no,
actually have in
no, no. I
another.
don't want to answer. No, what
What
like
if he went to the
no
Packers?
real
That
NFL
would be
team. I'm
I'm
talking about
saying,
real not
what if he
dynasty. I
gets
don't know.
released? No, I'm talking about as an Odell owner, who do you want him to go to? Like for the rest of the season in a redraft, like you'd want to get some value out of him. So the best place he could go to is fill in the blank. And I'm saying that would be with Aaron Rodgers across from Devontae Adams in Green Bay, making a playoff run, playing games that matter, and making Odell plays.
I got you. So I hate that question though. What do you think's a good fit for him in real NFL team? But I think
I
your
think the
answer could
Packers.
be the same. Yeah, I think that's a good fit as well. To find a good wide receiver too. I mean the Chiefs just got Josh Gordon, right? We know what the heck's up with that. Like that's a
Yeah,
joke.
that's garbage.
Now, if the Packers got Odell, I mean that's great. Like they'll have now that you go from having just one guy to having good wide receiver depth because now MVS, he's like more like a like a big Deshaun Jackson type player. Alan Lazard is just a depth guy. Like this is an amazing team now. All of a sudden,
Oh yeah,
I think the
2 good
Packers
running backs.
is a great fit. Somebody said, what about
Ty said the
the
Saints.
Niners?
Well, I think that's a good fit too. But let's talk about the Saints real quick because the Saints actually tried to trade for Odell. That's the report. But the two sides couldn't come to an agreement, the Browns and the Saints. This was before the trade deadline, obviously. And then a day after the trade deadline, I watched your live stream the other day and you're like, dude, you guys had yesterday to figure this out. And now you're going to do this. Like, it's such a good point. But the Saints were actually trying to get Odell, is the point.
Oh, I said that? I don't remember saying that.
Yeah, you basically pointed out the fact that it's like, guys, you had yesterday to make a deal, and today you're going to put the guy like on, the exemption list or whatever they call this. Like he's been taken off the team essentially, right? Which is ridiculous.
It's so
So
weird. The Saints
Saints,
are good. The Saints are a good spot because, unlike the Browns, for whatever reason, like I'm tired of blaming Stefanski and Baker or whatever. I don't care about the reason, but for whatever reason, they screwed that up. Like it's I think blames to be passed around. Like it's not just Odell's fault or his dad's. I'm sure they have blame on their end as well. It's almost sure, but I think also the team does as well, as they couldn't get this figured out and they couldn't even try. And it's another they couldn't make a decision 2 days ago. Like that's what's really crazy. I think the Saints, they do figure stuff out. They literally put out any quarterback and win games, whether it's Simeon, whether it's Breeze with one arm, whether it's 30 for 30 Jameis Winston, whether it's special teams gadget player Taysom Hill. They have a good defense. They still got Kamara, and they're really looking for a wide receiver. And it's pretty rare
Michael
that you
Thomas out for the
see
season.
Odell Beckham for free, right? He's just gonna be a free agent. That's wow. That's gonna be crazy.
Like Ty points out.
So are they gonna be like in NBA? Don't they do like a contract buyout?
Yeah, I think towards the end of the season, the NBA, certain veterans, they basically agree with their team that there's a contract buyout they want to partake in. I don't know what kind of money gets exchanged, but it's probably partial of what they were supposed to get for the
My
remaining season.
My boy Jimmer did that. He's like, well, we're gonna just buy out your contract because you're gonna make money this year. I mean, whether for a Chinese
They'd
league
sign
or
on somewhere
another
else.
team,
Yeah, could be
but
in a
we're not
different
gonna
country.
use you. Yeah, so let's just agree. So is that what's gonna happen with Odell? So they don't pay him all his guaranteed money, or like?
Well, I honestly think Odell doesn't have any more guarantee. Hold on. I think because he got traded from the Giants to the Browns. And when you get traded from one team after signing a big contract, I think what happens is that salary, the bonus gets paid up by the current team. So I think the Giants had to pay all of his bonus. So if you cut Odell, I don't think there's any dead money. I can double check this if you want.
It's also
The
by a
reason I know this,
deadline.
the reason I think this is true is because I play a lot of Madden, and when you trade for Odell, there's no cap penalty because it's already at 0, his bonus. I know that's a really weird way of thinking about it, but
I
Madden
think
has a
there's a
lot of truth in.
deadline. What about the Julio deadline? Remember they tried to
You
trade
may
him
be right.
before a
I'm just
deadline.
spitballing
If
here.
they traded him after a deadline, they would have suffered the cap hit the
Odell.
Falcons next year. So I read something about this. So I don't know if, but I've never heard of a contract buyout in the end. By the way, scroll down. We're doing you didn't see the
Yeah, no, I was just looking up if there was a
no scroll down
Odell.
on the yeah. We're
Yeah,
at
you're right.
the
There's
live.
another good question I thought you should answer from Sal. He says, "What are your expectations for Jeremy McNichols while Derrick Henry's out?"
For this game, he could absolutely ball out because Mike's starting to sit him article. He has AP as a sit. I told people I think I'm ranked like RB27, Adrian Peterson. So it's like Adrian Peterson. Look, if you're desperate, I give you my blessing to start him. You know, if you're really good on running backs, you got a lot of good depth at RB, bench Adrian Peterson. So with that being said, and the game script, Rams should have a lead. I think McNichols is ideal in PPR leagues. I think he'll be great. We might see him get more than 2 carries one time, and I think
Like
this will
last game.
be it. Yeah, I mean, Adrian Peterson just got on the team. You know, he's still got to learn everything and that. And
He
pretty
knows a lot
sure,
already.
pretty sure he'll. Well, I don't know about that. I
I
mean,
mean, I'm
it's
just
a
saying
new
that he knows his
team.
way around
It's a
different
new team,
playbooks.
though. He's got to still
No,
like
I'm sure it's going to take a little
understand.
time, but he's still
Yeah,
like
I mean,
Adrian Peterson.
I'm saying he's gonna get like 10 touches, but I don't think it's his first. Remember too, it's his first game, so it's his first game, new team, new playbook, and there's a guy who's been on the team and had success for the whole year. I think he's gonna be eased in. So yeah, he's gonna get 10 carries. He's not gonna get any targets, right? That's the thing, and bad game script. So I think McNichols this week is a great start. We're talking about Michael Carter. We're talking about DeAndre Swift, that type of thing. I think McNichols could be great in PPR.
So I'm
So
just
I
going
like him.
back to what I said earlier about Odell. If he were to get cut, it looks like the team would save 2.9 million, but they would be on the hook for 12.7 in dead cap. So there would be an issue, or at least a penalty there for the Browns if they did release him. So yeah, it's hard to say how that buyout thing works. I don't think it works in the same capacity that it does in the NBA. Sorry. But good answer, I think, on the McNichols one. There's another one here from Ty. He asks, Fryermuth or Arnold in half PPR? And this is for this week.
Well, right now I'm starting Fryermuth and keep tabs on Eric Ebron. So I'm definitely starting Fryermuth if Ebron is out. If not, I gotta really think about this one. This one's gonna be tough. You know me, I'm a huge Fryermuth fan.
Yeah, definitely. I
Love
like
him.
Arnold this week. He had, I think, the most targets on the team last week for the Jaguars. He led the team in receiving. I mean, they're going to get some garbage time. Talking about garbage time, most games at least. I don't know exactly if that will happen
I think the
this game.
garbage time will go to Carlos Hyde.
You might be
I think
right.
so because he's been used in the past game, preseason, various
Or
parts of the
Agnew.
season.
Jamal Agnew's
Oh,
playing the
Agnew's
slot, I
just,
heard.
yeah, I
And
think
Chenault's on the outside. It's hurting Chenault's value because he doesn't have the speed to basically get open, from what reports say.
Agnew plays everything. He's just everywhere. So, I mean, right now
Ty,
he's killing everyone's fantasy value.
Ty has another follow-up question. He says, is Taysom Hill a top 12 quarterback rest of the season?
Top 13. Assuming, he starts in everything.
It's a great answer.
We don't, somebody brought up a point like, hey, that Simeon could very well be the starter. I was like, small chance, but I was like, if Taysom Hill's healthy, I think probably Taysom Hill is going to start and he's expected to start, but I'm not saying that, Sean Payton's done this before and Simeon's looked good. There is a tiny chance that Simeon plays. Also, I mean, Taysom Hill is still, under the concussion protocol. Yeah, so it's not guaranteed. It's seeming like 99% chance Taysom Hill is going to be good to go. And then if he's good to go, 99% chance he's going to be the starter. That leaves about a 2% chance that Taysom Hill might not start. So, all that, like if everything goes well, I see Taysom Hill like top 13-ish. I do like him. He's going up against the Falcons. I mean, he looks good, and like every time you watch the guy, it's like you see the fantasy points. You just see it go up. Like he's a fantasy point
great
scorer.
dual
Yeah.
threat quarterback. Yeah, I mean, he could throw it, not amazing, but he can get it down the field and definitely keep some of the defenders honest for that run game that he basically exposes on him. Then he's got Kamara. He's got Mark Ingram, who was looking really tough last week. He was running hard. And I think he caught a screen that he went off for like 20 some odd yards. He was looking like a rebirth, if you will. So I like Taysom Hill, although that's kind of a bummer he's not getting Michael Thomas back. Odell would certainly boost his chances to be a top 12
Odell
quarterback.
on the Saints, yeah.
Back in Louisiana, that would be nice. He played his college ball in LSU. So that would be awesome, I think, if you could reunite.
It's so weird that
fans
his
down there.
dad came out with the video the same like second that all this happened. Like
Well,
that is
it
so weird.
It was like an 11-minute YouTube video that someone put a lot of time and effort into, and those were some great camera shots. Like, this is definitely like something to that.
Yeah, but I mean, like
The video that is.
he posted it, and then so I think somebody else made that video, and then
Yeah, someone else did. He just
someone else
reposted
made it
yeah.
on a really good YouTube video.
YouTuber. Mhm.
And then like his name's like J Daddy Productions or something like that.
Shout out J Daddy.
And then Odell Beckham Sr. screen recorded it on his phone and then posted it to Instagram, I believe, if I understand the story right. And like 2 milliseconds after that, Odell Beckham was like essentially off the team. What the heck?
Yeah, I just went to the YouTube video. I didn't see it on Odell Beckham's dad's story or anything. I just clicked the link and went to the video.
Here's my question. Every time a wide receiver is the diva, like, is this? And I'm sure Odell Beckham has a lot of blame too. But I mean, like, is this really like the coach being a diva? Like, is this got to be? I think it's both. I think it's just so weird. I think someone else might be the diva here, whether it's the owner or the GM. By the way, I had sources a long time ago. They said, hey, nobody wanted to draft Johnny Manziel, and the owner made them because the owner owns a team. If he says something, you got to do it.
Yeah,
you have to, because you can just fire you. So the GM says, no, we don't want to draft Manziel. He says, shut up. And then you're like, okay. And you just draft, like, you got no choice.
The rest is history.
And so maybe he's the owner. I don't think he's the owner, but I'm just saying, like, who knows? Like there's probably multiple divas here. There's probably like 4 or 5 divas involved in this. One of them could be Odell. I don't know, man. It's so weird. It's such a weird situation. Like, we've really never seen this before. As soon as
Terrell Owens has done something like this.
No, not at all, not even close. As soon as I see, this is actually our first podcast when we switched to video. So if you go back to the very first video on our Fantasy Couch YouTube channel, I made a football conspiracy. Soon as the Browns training, what's that show called? Hard Knocks started. I said, this is my conspiracy. I think Josh Gordon relapsed. And everyone's like, you're crazy. Like, stop. Now we know, like, 100% he relapsed. That's why he wasn't on the show. He's just,
we know you're not crazy now.
Yeah, he was just doing drugs. Like, let's just be real.
Let's be honest.
And so, like, but we seen Josh Gordon. Like, we seen T.O. Like, we seen this. I don't know. I don't ever seen this. His dad, like, screen records a video, and then he's like, he's off the team. And it happens. Trade deadline, dad Instagram, he's off the team. What the heck? And he's still on the team. Like, I don't even, like, why didn't they just release him yesterday? I don't know. I'd like, what the, bro, I want
to trade for some more Odell stock.
It's so weird. I have him in the couch draft party. I like how that's the one league where I drafted Tannehill, Odell Beckham, and I'm still like barely alive. I fight, dude. I fight. I don't care. I'm crawling. I lost my leg
this week. I'm playing JT in 2 leagues. Ugh.
Oh my god.
My 2 favorite leagues, the Empire League and the Draft Couch Party League. Yeah, playing JT.
So look, guys, I am frustrated this year and everything, but look, I'm in a lot of tournaments, and don't watch out. if I win one, like if I win like $2,000 or $5,000 or $10,000 or something, hey, watch out. I'm back in. Like, if I really were to win like 2 Gs in a tournament or more, hey, it's all worth it. I'll lose in every other league because that basically covers like all the
Covers
other
the year.
leagues. Yeah, it's like I just won. I just knocked off 1,000 other dudes in the tournament. Like, it's great. So we'll see. It ain't over yet. It's not going that bad. Like, I'm number 1 in points in multiple leagues. I'm number 2 in points in multiple leagues. I am definitely I'm done in a couple leagues as well. I'm still alive in guillotine. By the way, barely. So I almost got chopped last week. Dak
Your neck
Prescott
is hanging by a
almost.
thread.
Oh no, dude, I'm fighting. Oh, come on, dude. You know me, dude. I don't even care.
Yeah.
I don't even care. Yeah, I'm going. Like, it's so hard to kill me in the guillotine, but I'm still alive in guillotine. So it's not still alive. And I think I'm on a win streak in Patreon. Went from 12th place to 11th place to 10th place. Where am I at in the Patreon league? I mean, there's like no way I can win, but I'm in 8th place now. I started off 0-4. Now I'm 4-4. What are you gonna do about it? Like, I'm
Four-game
still
winning
alive.
streak.
I'm just saying, it's been so frustrating though. It's been so, and I think you got like guys, Devontae Adams, Derrick Henry. Like, how do you
Dalvin
even
Cook.
win? Yeah, exactly. It's CMC. Like, I don't have CMC, but I'm saying, like, this is just like, okay, I'm sorry I didn't draft Jonathan Taylor and Austin Eckler on the same
You
team.
took
Sorry,
Mahomes in a couple drafts too, didn't you? He leads the league in interceptions. Mahomes.
No, I don't. I only took him in Instagram Expert Superflex,
Okay.
and it's fine because that's actually great. It was a great. So I only have Mahomes in 2 leagues. One was Dynasty, where I drafted him as a rookie. So that's got him like around 10 or some crap. Who cares? That's great. I got him so late. And the other was Superflex. I drafted him first overall, but in that process, I ended up not getting Christian McCaffrey, and ended up getting Tom Brady super late. So I mean, it's still that's like 2 dubs. Right,
Yeah,
that's 2 dubs. Avoiding CMC and getting Tom Brady super late, the number 1 player in fantasy. So yeah, I'm still alive. Like, don't get me. I'm not like that bitter about. Like, I'm not like sucking that bad. And like, one of my worst league is the league I care about the least. $0, 32 team leagues. Not like it's one out of 32 chance to win. It's a total. I do it for the fans. I said this is for the young people, and this is for my broke couch fam. This is free to win. We do giveaways. We're gonna give you a ring. Shout out to Trophy Smack for sponsoring that. I know Sushane's asleep. He threw away my ring. I digged it up. Oh yeah, baby. Yeah, they're sponsoring that league. So that's my worst league we're in. And then so I don't really care about that league. Yeah, there we go.
I would pull mine out, but it's in the other room.
No, so it's
I want to go back to this question though. Let's move on to this one if
questions.
You don't mind.
Yeah,
Amar says, should I trade DeAndre Hopkins, Justin Herbert, David Montgomery for Kyler and Justin Jefferson? So it's a 3-for-2 swap. Quarterbacks are involved, and we have 2 wide receivers involved in a Monty. Got to assume it's redraft. They don't say it's Dynasty.
Yeah, it's redraft. But I'm leaning towards yes. It seems like you would really, really want Kyler Murray.
Giving up Herbie.
This is a tough one. Well, this is Justin Herbert.
Yeah, so this is Justin Herbert for the Chargers. Basically, 2 quarterbacks are getting swapped in this.
Yeah, I got you. So the quarterback does it. Okay, so you're giving up your. This is why this is 3 reasons why I'm having trouble with this. Number 1, DeAndre Hopkins. Let's just call it a minor injury. Number 2, we got Montgomery, who's going to probably cede some carries to Khalil Herbert. That's why I thought it was Khalil Herbert. And then we got Kyler Murray, who has a minor to medium injury right now. Even if he plays, he's not going to be able to run on that ankle. And then we have Justin Jefferson, actually, who did hurt his shoulder during the game and had very, very bad production. So, was it the same shoulder he hurt before? Is he really hurt? You see what I mean? There's always that question.
Yeah.
So we're dealing with and I didn't even mention the other factor is like Justin Herbert's been disappointing this year. So I'm not too scared of that though. He's still fine, but he hasn't been quite as
Sophomore
stunning
slump.
as we thought. I don't like those terms.
I just brought it up weeks ago, so I just wanted to throw it back out there.
I don't like those terms.
I know.
That's why this is so tough. Yeah, man, it's so I'm actually
I'm gonna say smash. Boom. Yes. Get that Kyler, get Jefferson.
Yeah, just
side
go with
going.
what Drew said. Like if it was so obvious, like one side's not healthy, one, it is a running back though you're getting rid of. But I like the upside.
That is a point.
I like the upside with Kyler and Jefferson, but I guess this is number one. You be like, oh crap, why did I trade for a hurt player? That type of stuff sucks. For either guy, not because DeAndre Hopkins is hurt too. You know what I mean? Like I'm not talking about one side or the other for either guy, just saying in general. Oh, I traded for a hurt guy. I'm so stupid. Another one is like a running back goes down. Something happens. You're like, oh, I traded my only running back. Great. Like now I feel stupid. Yeah, because Montgomery, he was my RB2, like solid RB2 rest of the way. I'm good to go. People, this is one mistake people think, I got 3 running backs. I got 2 running backs. I'll be good, yo.
Not enough.
Yeah.
Not enough.
You know what? Did you see what's happening this year? Austin Eckler and JT. That's it. Everyone else is just going down or being a bust. It's insane.
Yeah,
it's nuts.
Unfortunate.
I don't even know what to do. That's why in the beginning of this podcast is like let's just
make
it one running back.
Running backs would be with this trade, Amar, if you don't mind, if you're still on. I'm sure he is. And then we already did answer this one about OBJ. So I'm going to pull up this one. I know it's a long question. You kind of answered it already too, but I'll read it. So Nathan says he has both McNichols and AP. It's a PPR league. He said he wants to let AP ride the bench till he knows his role. But for McNichols, do you think he is startable?
Yeah, PPR, go ahead and start him. He's got that. He's got that role solidified, and the role would probably grow this week. Then it'll probably shrink back and give it to AP. But yeah, bench AP this week.
And then Amar, he chimes in. He says he has J-Rob, Leonard Fournette, Kareem Hunt, and Miles Sanders. So this does help us kind of break it down further.
Yeah,
in terms of his trade earlier.
Yeah, I'd probably do it, man. Yeah, I do. I think it's an even trade for both sides because that guy's getting Montgomery, but I would do it. The upside with Kyler and the upside with Jefferson, I like it. Right, 2 young guys. I think it's gonna be good. A lot of upside that can help you win your league. Sure, it can help you lose your league as well, but I like to take the shot. Like, hey, this is gonna probably help me. Yeah, it's gonna probably help me win my league. And every time I see that, I'll take that shot. Oh, Elver.
And also, I just want to point out with Khalil Herbert, he has been playing really well. Who's to say they won't ease Montgomery back, or he may get re-injured at some point? So I just want to point that out.
They are going to ease him. They are going to ease him, but it's probably going to be a 60 or 66% Montgomery and 33, 40%. Yeah.
And that's a good amount for a rookie to get Herbert. He's shown promise. So
no, I meant once Montgomery's back in. So 2 weeks from now, I think Montgomery's going to get 60 to 66% of the snaps.
Right, and then you would just basically assume that the rest would go to Herbert and or Williams.
Yeah, Herbert. Okay. No, just Herbert.
Okay, let's move on to this question. So I know we mentioned a little bit about OBJ earlier, but Elver asks, is OBJ worth a stash? Also, Diggs or Mike Williams this week?
OBJ is definitely worth the stash because what are you losing, right? So you probably not have to pay anything for him. He's probably a free agent. So just add him. If you're able to drop somebody, add him. And you know what? We'll be able to find out like what's it looking like within a week or two. I mean, come on. You think this guy's gonna be a free agent like as long as Adrian Peterson or even Richard Sherman? Like,
it won't even be a day.
No, there's gonna be a long line of teams waiting to get him. Patriots,
he'll have
Niners,
his pick, basically.
I was gonna say Cleveland Browns. I don't know why. Saints. That'd be hilarious. That would even.
Yeah, there's a couple other teams I could think of too. I mean, But you even think of the Chargers. I mean, that could work out.
What
They
is
don't
this?
have
So
like a
what
valid number
were you
3.
saying? A slim chance he gets cut with his contract, so they got to pay him if he gets cut.
Yeah, so the what I looked up, it says the Browns would be on the hook for 12.7 million, sorry, in dead cap. And it would save the team 2.9 million, but they would still be 12.7 million in dead cap money, meaning they couldn't spend that money on any other free agent or their own player to re-sign them.
But if they keep him, they still take the hit.
Right? Well, they just keep paying him if he stays on the team.
But they still take that same cap hit if they keep him.
Right. They just can't use that money. So basically his contract in 2021, he gets 8.5 million. And then in 2022, he has a base salary of 13.75 million, $1 million roster bonus, and a $250,000 workout bonus. Those are the same numbers he also has in 2023.
You're making it more complicated. I'm just addressing this point. So Fishing says slim chance Odell Beckham gets cut with his contract.
Because of the dead cap money that the Browns would accrue. I mean, it just depends, I guess. Some of these teams roll over a lot of cap money from year to year if they don't spend it. So it may not be a whole bunch in, drop. It might be a drop in the bucket to what they'll have next year. I don't know what their exact salary cap numbers are. What's the website to look it up? Isn't there a certain?
Just Google it. You'll find it. There's 2 websites over the cap.
Yeah, there you go. In any case, there is that other question about Diggs or Mike Williams. Did you want to hit that before?
Here's what. Okay, so this actually makes sense. You read that. If they keep Odell or cut Odell, the Browns lose the same money. So they don't want him to go another team when they get nothing out of it. So that's why maybe they come up with an agreement.
Is that possible in the NFL to come up?
Yeah, so no, you just change your contract. You just say, "Hey,
okay."
Yeah, Odell could anytime be like, "I'll work for free." So
kind of like Kaepernick did that one year when he said, "I want out after this season." I think he restructured.
I don't remember if he restructured contract. But they both did agree. They both they didn't really want Cap, and Cap really didn't want to be there. I don't remember if they restructured.
And to back up Fishing's point here, he says they will cut him in the offseason because they don't lose as much. That is true from what I'm looking up. It says that his 2022 and 2023 years are non-guaranteed. So they can just cut him after this season and cut bait, so to speak.
I wonder if he has to show up to practice and then get like scooted away every time because of the contract. Because the contract says you got to show up.
Like be at the building at 8 o'clock and then we'll dismiss you, go home for the day.
So he goes, I think he goes at 8 and then he's like, okay, now you're dismissed. I mean, this is like some little kid of BS. This is crazy, dude.
It's sad.
I don't even know what the heck's been. I can't comprehend this situation. Like if I looked at the Browns, I'd be like, oh, all they need is a deep threat wide receiver because they run the ball so well. Like defenses can't stop this team. And they got him and it just totally went sour.
Not working out.
Yeah, it's like, dude, you have Jarvis, who's a really good receiver. You got Odell, who's amazing and a deep threat. And then you have an incredible run game and an incredible coach.
And a pretty decent defense, too, to go with all that.
You don't have a top 32 quarterback. I think that's a lot to do with it. I think everything would be fixed if you had like a semi-good quarterback back there, like a Mike White, something like that, Nickelodeon MVP.
A Josh Jackson. Jeez, he put up some numbers tonight.
Really, anybody, yeah. Nick Foles would do it with the right cut. Nick Foles would be good, I think. Kirk Cousins would handle it for sure.
Oh, Kirk Cousins would be all
Derek
over that.
Carr, anybody, just somebody throw the ball to this man. Like, the thing is like on the film too. Some of the stuff looks pretty obvious too, because he's like destroying the corner. Because a lot of them are looking at the running back and stuff. Because it's a hard offense to defend. Because like any given play, this is going to be an 11-yard run.
The defensive backs got to keep their eyes in the backfield.
They're always in zone, or they're always like looking at the quarterback. They're looking at the running back. Everybody is, and it's like Odell's just like, going like this through the whole, like everyone's just standing still looking. And it's like, dude, some of these plays are obvious. Sometimes he beats them right from the jump. It's like, man. Oh man, this is so crazy. He's getting excused. Like, what is this? Like do you have your hall pass? Like, this is like little kid high school stuff.
Yeah, Fishing says he doesn't have to show up if they excuse him, a workaround from being suspended. So it's a good way to not suspend the guy without pay, so to speak. You know how they do that? Because you'd have to have a reason, a valid
So they
reason.
could just say
there
personal.
probably is no reason to suspend him.
Just say it's personal, I guess, and just be like,
I've read reports that he's been a stand-up guy about the whole thing and hasn't made any issue with it within the locker room. So it's all probably his dad doing that and the diva coach. Maybe there's a diva front office guy.
This year has been stupid. I hope I win something big just to show people like, hey, I won something. But we'll see. We're going to end it there though. It's been fun, guys. If you didn't check out this whole podcast, I highly recommend you watch the beginning where I talk about my perfect roster settings and are we doing something wrong with fantasy football? Should we just start one running back? So if you tune in to the live stream towards the end, make sure you watch the replay. We're also on all the podcast networks, platforms, Apple, Google, Spotify, Stitcher, the whole shebang. So check out the audio podcast. Leave a good review. All right, guys. Good luck this week. Let's go get that W, baby.